Welcome to the Nighty Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. This is your other host, Joe.
Hello there.
We are brought to you by our glasses of wine. Hey.
Look how little mine is. I did it extra
You're
little.
very dainty.
So I'm such a woman right now.
Showing a lot of panache. So we're going to hit a couple segments if you haven't listened to the show before.
I'm sorry, what?
A couple segments.
Is that what you said, though?
Might not be my first glass of wine. A couple of segments. Our
like
unpopular.
There was a bee in there somewhere.
Our unpopular opinions.
It's our favorite segment, unpopular opinions.
And then our word of the day.
It's almost entirely our entire podcast.
Yeah, it's sprinkled throughout.
You know, usually a word of the day I have pre-planned. I don't have one planned. So let's just see what dumb, stupid, unnecessary word that I come up with to say.
Yeah.
And then we'll make it the word of the day.
I like that.
Yeah.
Spontaneity.
Do I do that to sound smart?
What? Just hit a $10
hit
word?
like a rare vocabulary word.
I don't think you have to try. You're a smart egg.
Thank you. But I do it a lot.
You do it a lot.
I say words like not typical words a lot
Mm-hmm.
in my everyday interactions with people. That's probably to sound smart, right? That's probably to establish a hierarchy just right out the gate.
Well,
It's a flaw is what I'm trying to say.
Nah,
It's
that's why
probably
we
a
started
flaw.
the segment. It definitely will get you out of conversations with people. If you hit them with one of those high dollar words, and then it's just like, I'm gonna bail. This water's getting deep.
Now I think we're talking about your flaws.
Sometimes I don't even you'll say something and I'm just like,
You hear a high dollar word and you're like, I don't want to engage in this conversation anymore.
I'm gonna go sit on the toilet with my phone.
What's on your cup? Your cup says something on the inside.
Oh yeah, it's you haven't seen that before. It's the Darkwing Duck, and it says, "I am the terror that flaps in the night." He was definitely like a spinoff of Batman. He was like the detective.
Duck Batman.
Yeah, it was like the they kind of introduced him in DuckTales.
I watched that quite a bit.
Yeah,
But I don't remember him.
so they had like two characters that they kind of spun off their own show. It was Duckwing, the Darkwing Duck, and then there was like a RoboCop duck where he was like on one wheel.
What?
Yeah, you don't remember that guy?
No.
Yeah, he was on a few episodes of that, and then they kind of stuck them together and they teamed up. I think Launchpad. Do you remember Launchpad, the pilot?
Vaguely remember Launchpad.
Yeah.
I remember the name Launchpad.
He was thrown in here with off of like the Rescue Rangers. It was a whole thing. Yeah.
Why so many like duck-centric things, do you think? Where did that come from?
They had the Huey, Louie, and Dewey. I think they were the names of the nephews.
Oh, I love DuckTales.
Yeah. Scrooge McDuck.
Fucking dog. Come on, dog.
Doug.
Hope you've been enjoying our dog videos on the Nightypod Instagram account. They've gotten more likes and views than anything else we've posted. Like we keep getting follows and I'm like, oh, are more people watching? No, they sure aren't. Nope, it's just from the dog video.
Yeah.
Great.
This show should just
Wonderful.
be
So
Charlie
if you're-
at night.
if you're here for the Nighty Charlie videos, you're about to be disappointed.
You checked it. I'm going to check out this dog.
Yeah.
And then you see our ugly mugs.
Man, I can't not do that voice though.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my sister, who watches the podcast, we talked about her last week, she stumbled upon the Instagram, and she told me, she was like, oh man, your Charlie dog voice is horrible. I mean, it is. It's really bad, but that's why I like it. And then she brought up how many other dog voices we've had over like our childhood. Like my mom did a voice for our cat.
Okay.
And it was very different from my dog voice. It was Maria. It was kind of up here and sort of insecure. And
As a cat.
I think our childhood dog had a voice as well. I don't remember that one so much. But so yeah, imitating animal voices, giving them words, you know?
Yeah.
That's what they deserve.
Didn't you find like your dad found your dog like on the highway?
No, not at all. That's not even sort of the story.
Mellow.
You're way off.
He's in a trash bag.
No, he worked at a plant that had a open building. Like the building was open to the outside world.
Yeah.
In Detroit. It was in Detroit proper. And so this dog wandered in one day, and he liked it. So he just kept kind of talking to him, and then like he came a couple days in a row to the point where we kept him. Like he brought him home and kept him because he said he was just such a cool dog.
Yeah.
And he really was.
I remember petting that dog, and he was like a bristle, like a.
Oh, not soft.
Yeah.
No, he was a hound. He was like some inbred pound dog.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite kind. That's what
He was,
ours
like,
is.
lucky to
That's
have
what
him.
ours is.
Lucky to have all of his legs.
Yeah. He was just glad to be there, you know?
Mm.
That's how I feel as a human being most of the time.
You're just glad you showed up. I'm here.
Sort of out of place. Somebody brought me here. I don't deserve to be here, but here I am. You know, that's basically me as a human too. So I can relate.
I was thinking, like, our population in this world is just getting larger. Like, where this planet is bursting with people. And if we got down, like, something tragically happened, like the Georgia Guidestones from the other episode.
No.
Like,
Dude, I referenced those the other day and I felt so smart.
yeah.
Just go ahead and walk over that. Thank you. Bye. See ya. That was a child.
Yeah,
That's a
they're
child.
running around all over this place.
Interrupting the situation, trying to be quiet. I don't know if you ever seen a 14-year-old try to be quiet, but they're almost the most gangly loud.
Might as be wearing a bell.
It's just like a walking, talking piece of spaghetti. Just.
Well, my point with the Georgia
Guidestones. I
Guidestones.
brought them up the other day. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about it. Oh, the universal language. I found one. The Georgia Guidestones talked about the universal language.
Yeah, I remember.
So there is, this is something I never thought I would know about, but I just know a guy that knows a lot about it. So board games, like real board, like I don't know if you guys know this, but board games have gone so much more than Monopoly in life. Like so much more. Like they've got a whole society. I'd love to tap into that fan base, actually, if you're here for board games. Yeah, like, share, subscribe. But they have a universal language because they release them to multiple countries. These like a very involved, a huge rule book kind of board games, like take hours, meant for adults. But because they go to so many different countries, particularly like the European games where, you know, basically Europe is like America's states. They're not very large, but whole areas speak specific languages because they just existed for so long.
Yeah.
So these European game makers rely really, really heavily on symbols. Like you're going to use icons, you're going to use symbols. They're not really going to tell you too much in the actual rule book. So that multiple people across different languages can understand. And I was like, that's the Georgia fucking Guidestones.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
If you don't know what the Georgia Guidestones, we talked about it a couple episodes ago, and you should definitely check out that episode because
I mean, I don't know why Jay's saying that. No one should admit they don't know what the Georgia Guidestones are because that was one of our best episodes.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to it, you piece of shit.
You pleb.
So anyway, yeah, so I just thought that was really neat that someone has already sort of, in a weird way, in an unexpected way, created a universal language, mostly out of symbols and signs.
I know we're going to a pool, like end of the summer pool party, and you're like, tell your friend to bring that board game. We'll just sit inside and play a board
Yeah, man,
game.
like I don't like pool parties. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm white. I don't tan. It's all about like volleyball. I can't hit anything. I just look stupid. Hits me in the face or the mouth. We've learned about that. Breaks my teeth. Like I don't have any desire to be. I love the ocean, but I don't want to be in it.
Oh yeah.
You know?
You know, like I hit like the pool and then I'm back out of it.
You are weird about a pool.
Yeah.
Like I love
I
a
don't wanna
pool
live in there.
because I was poor growing up. And I don't know why, but like a pool was like a It was like a rare situation. It was like some rich uncle's house always. And it was here in few and far between, and it just was fun. It was just the best, So now as an adult, I'm like, I do probably spend like a guilty amount of time in a pool because I feel like once I'm there, I have to be in it.
Right. It's like where to be.
It's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
It's so
I know,
weird.
like,
but yeah, you don't like the pool.
I was just talking to on a group chat with some friends, and it got
Jay doesn't have friends.
It got brought up. Well, it was on Facebook.
Even worse.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say it. But we were talking about like a pool. He had a hot tub at his house, and he was throwing a house party, and I got blamed for breaking their hot tub. And I'm like the parents thought that I broke this. Like people were like the.
That's because the kid said you broke it.
Yeah, because they broke it.
He was like, which one of my friends is the one that my parents won't yell at?
Yeah, who's going to take the hit?
Yeah, and it's definitely you. I would blame you for most things.
Yeah, and that got brought up like today, like 20 years later.
You have a face that's just like, what are they going to yell at that guy?
Yeah.
It's funny because you're like a large mammal, but you're combined with like this sweet, soft soul. And it's very hard to yell at you. Like, as your wife, it's been very difficult over the years even to be mad at you. Because it feels like kicking Andre the Giant. Like, it just doesn't feel right. Because one, you can smush me at any time. Like, you physically could kill me. But mentally, you're like the opposite of that. You're like so kind and so nice that it feels really, really weird to even like be angry with you. So I imagine that like the teenage kid who doesn't give a fuck about anybody was definitely like, oh, I'm gonna say Jerry did it.
Yeah,
it's like he's Shrek, it's fine.
But I grew up poor as shit. I'm not gonna break someone's expensive hot tub. I was extra careful.
Shit? How was it broken?
Honestly, I just heard it got broken because I wasn't even there.
Yeah, but like what? Oh, you weren't at the party that they blamed you for?
I showed up and I left. I don't even think I got in. But yeah.
It's a good thing you don't talk to this guy anymore. Sounds like a real piece of shit.
Like, share, subscribe.
Till that guy hears about it.
Yeah, right.
I feel like you were going down a path and I stopped you.
Oh.
You were talking about the end of the world.
Yeah, something funny. Like I saw this thing. Your friend texted me about you going to, like, you went to a painting party.
I went to a place where everybody paints the same picture, and we all judge each other based on how well we paint the picture, and we drink the whole time.
Yeah, you bring your own booze.
Yeah.
And
doesn't happen often because I don't really hang out with a lot of women often. It's sort of a woman event.
Yeah.
But every once in a while it seems like a good idea, and it was this time. It was fun. But what about it?
So like she sent your friend, I mean obviously they're drinking, and she sends me a text that one of your other friends is a flat earther.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like...
She didn't know either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like put her... so she knew about the guy in the dinosaur story from the other episode. It was like 2 episodes ago about the old guy and the dinosaur. So we brought him up during this encounter, and these two people their circles don't intersect. Like, I am the Venn diagram. I am the combination of the two of them. So they don't know about each other at all. And so she goes, my one girlfriend, to the one that doesn't really talk to her, says, not the dinosaur guy. Like, that's what she called him.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I checked out of the conversation.
You didn't want any part of it.
Well, I was like, she's picking this path. I knew it probably wasn't a good idea with this particular friend, but also I've got a big painting to do. I just had things going on. So I let her sink, and then my phone went off, and I checked it, and she said, did you know she's a flat earther? So evidently the dinosaur conversation took her directly to flat earth.
Yeah.
And I did feel a little bit responsible for that.
I saw this gift of like this dinosaur looking up at the meteor coming to Earth, and then it scans back, and as the meteor hits, scales back. Yes, thank you. And then it hits the Earth, and then it like flips it like a coin, and dinosaurs go shooting out into outer space. And I was like, fucking perfect.
That's amazing.
Yeah, flat earthers,
the jobs you don't think about, the guy that made that graphic. We really do thank you.
Yeah, if you're listening,
you improved somebody's day.
I know,
at the very least.
Definitely made mine.
Yeah, she's a flat earther. The thing is that I feel like people are is that people are subscribing to a whole group of shit. That they're like, okay, if I believe this one thing, I have to believe these 5 or 6 other ridiculous things. I know they don't really make sense, but my one thing that I really believe in can't be true if all these other things aren't true. So that's how that works.
I mean, the internet.
The 6,000-year-old, the dinosaur guy, not that he's an idiot and doesn't believe dinosaurs could be real. The reason dinosaurs couldn't be real is because he had subscribed to the 6,000-year-old Earth thing. And you can't do that and also believe in dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So
they get tied in.
And it becomes this I don't want to call it the Fox News Network narrative, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
They kind of just harp on the same thing. So the flat earth people, all right, maybe I'm being too generic. It's probably not Fox News. At the very least, it's QAnon. It's those people.
Right.
It's the child molesters at the pizza shop or whatever the fuck. I don't follow it because I'm a smart person, but somehow all this shit is connected. And so once you believe one conspiracy, you have to believe every conspiracy. And so in particular, this woman had to believe that the earth was flat. And that's so dumb.
I mean, what was her connection to something else? Do you know?
I don't fucking care.
Kind of got out of it.
You think I stopped during the painting drunk party and was like, wait. Let's talk about your flat earth theory. I don't fucking care. There's a certain level of idea that I'm just not interested in hearing.
Yeah.
I just don't care. It's too stupid. I in general in life, I try to be a devil's advocate. I will listen. Like the dinosaur thing. That's how that all happened. I wanted to hear why he thought they weren't real. Because I know I'm right. So it's not like it's going to be hard to poke holes in it. It's not like it's going to change my fucking world perspective. But I can't. There's a certain level of stupidity. Do a small amount of I don't like to say research. I feel like that's been overused. Nobody's researching anything. I went to community college. You know what I mean? I'm not researching, but do a small amount of Googling, go online and look up things. And you know that the earth's not flat, you piece of shit. So you're just subscribing to an idea because it matches your other ideas. And you're willing to change your idea to fit this archetype. And I'm not. I never am.
Hit me up before satellites were invented.
I mean? There's so many things. That one in particular, that's why it's the most ridiculous. That's why it's the one people reference.
Yeah.
The moon landing is another one. The moon landing being faked.
Right.
Is another
1969.
Yeah.
There was this awesome video game that I didn't play. I just saw the trailer for, but it was
here at the Nightypod, we like to endorse things we've barely touched
especially a video game.
Yeah.
We'll love a trailer.
We want to tell you to watch something before we watch it.
Let us know.
You watch it. Go down into the comments and tell me whether it was worth my time.
Help us out. Help the people.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah. Pleb.
Continue.
It was if the Russians had won the race to the moon, how that had thrown off the history of the planet, and that we wouldn't, America wouldn't have been a superpower.
Where did you see this?
It was a VR time traveling.
Oh, it's a game.
Oh yeah,
it's an idea.
Yeah, it's an idea. It was a game. It was I think it was VR, and it was definitely a time traveling game. But it was just the moon landing and the Russians beating them. And you think about that, and it's what would have happened if they
Probably nothing.
Probably nothing.
Probably fucking nothing. There's been a couple shows like that too. I know that they're probably based on books.
It was like an Amazon show.
The High Tower or something.
Yeah.
High Tower. I'll write it down. The same kind of idea is like, what if Hitler won? Oh, probably the same fucking shit. I don't honestly think we wind up in a wild, totally different multiverse version of reality. I really don't. I think we wind up exactly here no matter fucking what.
I mean, what if in multiverse just brings me back to the Disney Plus What If Marvel. I think we talked about that in like an early episode. This is all just references back to you. This is a recap.
Here's the thing about references. They gotta go somewhere, Jay. You're like, hey, have we talked about Batman lately? It's been a couple episodes. I better make a Batman reference so Joe can have to hunt and deep dive for a new GIF from fucking Batman.
We did get HBO Max, which also has Batman, the newest Batman movie on it, and
had to cancel Netflix.
Which is weird to do.
What a fucking ruse! I didn't know when I cut the cords, how much I was just gonna end up paying exactly the same amount. Because you have to have Amazon, and you got to have Apple TV, and then you have to have Netflix, and then you got to have Hulu, because Hulu still has most of the normal programming you were already going to get. Also, how are you going to watch live sports? If you're not married to my husband, you don't have to worry about that.
Know,
but because I am, I have to,
Football
and I got to find a
season.
way around, and then you got to... so I wind up paying still $150 a month between the internet and all the bullshit subscription services.
Yeah, we got to have it.
They won.
They
were like, we're playing the long game.
I know. That's like I got a buddy that has the NFL ticket. He gives me his online pass, and that's the only way I can watch
that's
the
gonna end
football.
soon. That's gonna end soon. I gotta find a way around that.
Yeah, I gotta touch base with him just so he continues to let me.
Let's talk about that. Let's name that. What is the name for the friendships you have to maintain to keep their passwords?
Yeah.
A fast word.
A pass friend.
Pass friend. A pass friend.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely a pass friend.
I made a comment to somebody the other day because we canceled Netflix. All these, they have a lot of comedy that I like.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that I work with talked to me about this Tim Dillon comedy special.
Mm-hmm.
Just started streaming on Netflix, and I was like, oh, I just canceled it. And then you could tell, like, it was a text conversation, because I don't fucking call people.
No.
Because I'm not a psychopath.
She does not.
Because it's 2022.
Don't call her. She ain't going to call you.
Absolutely not.
It's going to be a good
relationship. I don't want to hear your voice. Yeah. What, are you going to FaceTime me? Write it down. Write it down. So anyway, he did. And I could tell even in the text that, like, I made him feel a little bit uncomfortable. I was just trying to say I just don't have Netflix right now, so I can't watch it.
Yeah.
But there is this like weird thing now where if like you touch on, oh, I don't have that app, but you do. You know, or he's like, I don't want to give her my password.
Dude, it's like trading.
I don't want her to make a profile.
Like, hey, do you got Hulu? Because like we could make a deal, bro.
I don't know how they haven't found I know there's like a couple apps that have sort of found a way around it.
Yeah.
Like you can only have 3 things signed in before paying more or whatever.
Yeah.
But it feels like something they really could have.
Like Disney Plus, you can make like 19.
I feel like they could have dug into it by now, and they just aren't.
Like where?
Because they make so much fucking money.
Yeah, they just need somebody.
Unbelievable, dude.
But speaking of the NFL ticket, we got our...
Nobody was speaking about it, but go ahead.
I was talking... That's how this all... Shut up. Shut up. We got our draft, our fantasy... We're hosting year 8 of our fantasy football draft.
Let's talk about it.
All right.
How many years has Joe been in the fantasy football league?
I mean, were you in the first year?
No.
Second year?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you've been in it for 7 years.
How many years did I want to be in it?
I'd say never.
0.
Yeah, 0 years. But like you've made the playoffs like like in the 7 years, at least 5 times.
Yeah, but that's just proof about how bullshit it
It
is.
is bullshit.
I do barely any research.
I know, it pisses me off.
You spend hours. You mock draft. Find out what I need to do. Where do I need to go? Who should I get? Blah, 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 blah. I literally just
Podcasting.
who's got a good uniform?
Yeah.
Oh, I recognize that name. Ming.
Who's at the top of the board when I go to draft?
Yeah.
All
and
you have to do is build a balanced team.
You'll be in second place.
Let me do if you've never done fantasy football and you're at your draft and you just want to try it out, just build a starting lineup, find out what the starting lineup is, and then just pick the guys at the front of the board.
Why do you think anybody listening to this podcast plays fantasy football?
I don't know. I was trying to turn this into a fantasy football podcast.
It's never going to happen. You're going to turn people away.
Yeah.
There are people currently turning their
I know, but it's like a little bit of knowledge I do have. So.
Actually, I was told recently that I make you sound like a dummy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, one of my girlfriends was like, your husband, every time you're talking about him, I feel like he's real stupid.
Who is this person?
It's not really the person's fault. It's my fault.
Who is this bitch?
I guess I only point out stories where you're stupid in it.
So I'm not even there.
Yeah.
So they listen to the podcast?
Probably not.
Well, they probably think it'd probably just further their opinion.
If they base it on last week with you mouth breathing the whole episode, I think you should apologize to everyone.
Yeah,
right now.
that was my bad. I mean, you try to edit out a few of them, but I was like leaning over, like trying to suck.
Most of the podcast was you looking at me like this.
Just muzzle. Man. Just trying to gasp for air, dude. I was not well, but we hadn't done one in a while. And I was like, I'm going to fucking puke and rally. We're going for it.
Jay's a very smart man, but he does have a very select set of skills like Liam Neeson and Taken. Yeah. And so fantasy football is one of them that he chooses to double down on. Your girl's looking up, end of the world. How do we survive? Mm-hmm. And Jay's over there like, who's the best running back?
In the third round.
If you have the sixth pick, who's the best running back?
Yeah.
So dumb. Anyway, every year I participate mostly just to rub it into you about how much time you waste. Because I still do relatively well.
Yeah.
I don't even know all the rules about football.
Yeah. Well,
I get like third or fourth place every year.
There's too many of them. I'll tell you that.
There's way too many of them.
Football
They're
has
fucking
way too many
stupid.
rules. Yeah,
so stupid.
I saw something that was so convoluted. Football play. It was like a kick and this and this and that.
Convoluted.
Word of the day.
Oh, we did it! Convoluted.
Fucking T-ball. I'll set them up and you knock them down.
You say it, and I'm gonna look it up so that we can write it down.
All right, so it was just like this play that was so stupid. It was like a field goal that got hit and blocked, and they're running back and forth.
Okay.
And I was just like, I commented on it. It was on Instagram, and I was just like, my wife was right. This fucking game has too many rules. Like, this is stupid.
So stupid.
Process of the catch.
What was the process of the catch?
I know.
What arc was the ball? What angle was the ball at when the incident occurred? Slow motion has just made football so much worse. We didn't need it.
It's such bang bang. It happens so quick.
It happens so quick, and everybody sits on their little couch.
Yeah.
And their little couch referee, and they're like, "That's so obvious. He shouldn't have done that." You're watching things happening at 0.5 milliseconds.
There's not 80,000 people screaming in the stands.
Unfucking believable.
The refs have an impossible job, but also they cheat and they suck.
That's the end of the football for the day. That's
Segment
it.
is over. I tried.
Convoluted. All we got out of this was a great word of the day. Especially of an argument, story, or sentence, extremely complex and difficult to follow. That's what convoluted means.
Or fucking say, I guess, in my case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah.
American football rules are very convoluted.
Yeah.
Boom.
Tell that bitch that.
Drip it in.
I used a good word.
Drip it into the conversation. Well, bro, we're trying to zip these shits up.
Yeah.
And
Keep 'em-
we don't want to be too convoluted.
keep it tight.
So I drink to you, my friend,
Fucking
with
love
my
it.
little glass
Yeah,
and
look
your
at you.
big glass. And we love you so much.
See you next time.
Bye.